bit of an international incident towards the end there. I know we're supposed to clutch our pearls and say we don't like to see that kind of thing, but it was entertaining in its own way. What's your overall view, summing all that up, Damien, of what you saw there?
Of the game, absolutely.
Just the whole shenanigans.
The shenanigans, couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Couldn't be happier, Tom, to see Atletico Madrid get Atletico Madrid did, I suppose, because, you know, for years we watched them do this stuff, roll onto the pitch and frustrate you, and you'd be screaming at the TV. See them to collectively lose their minds, really, because they were the ones on the receiving end of the time wasting, of the shenanigans, as you put it. I couldn't be happier to see them go out like this.
Jack Grealish's hair there. Oh.
Yeah, and Felipe getting the red card as well. So, but look, they absolutely lost their mind. And Simeone with he was sarcastically applauding for the full 11 minutes of injury time. And there we see Felipe getting second yellow card. I think that was probably for the follow-through on the tackle on Foden. But as I said, they collectively lost their minds, and I'm all for it.
I don't know if he was sarcastically. I think he must have been in admiration of Foden's rolling onto the pitch there and killing the clock. And his team just went bananas at it. You'd think they'd know. They've been through this. They've done it to other teams, as Damien says, plenty of times in the past to keep their heads.
Yeah, but, you know, it was interesting. I think it was almost 12 minutes injury time paid. And the injury time was only to the benefit of Atletico to try and pull out a goal. They almost did it. I mean, in the last minutes, Ederson made 2 great saves. But like Damien, I don't have any sympathy for them. I used to like them in 2014 when they played the final with Real Madrid. And they were leading 1-0 into the 4th minute of injury time, and Ramos got ahead to goal, Modric's corner. I felt sorry for them that night because they were very much the underdog team against the team of Galacticos. And that team, you know, I kind of liked them. Juan Fran right back, and Marinda and Godin, that side, Villa up front with Diego Costa. But and then they lost the second one then in Wembley, and they were beaten on penalties. I did feel sorry for them again, but now I don't. It's gone on so long with them, the style of play. The contrast in the 2 matches, like if they get through tonight, you say, oh yeah, the manager's justified in playing that way. But not anymore when they're buying a player like Felix for 120 million to play like they did at Manchester City and spoil the game. I know that's what makes football interesting, different styles. We saw a clash of a match at the weekend, Manchester City and Liverpool. It wasn't a clash of styles. It was 2 teams going for the hell for leather, making mistakes, not defending particularly well. But it was a very enjoyable match. The match with City last week and Atletico Madrid wasn't an enjoyable match. Tonight's match was an enjoyable match because they had to go and come out and play it, and they've got that ability. So I have no more sympathy for the manager, his style, and the way he puts his team out to play on a consistent basis. It's remarkable they won the league last year in Spain on the last day. They played football, they won the league. But not the way they play in some of these games, time wasting, upsetting the opposition, kicking teams.
I've no issue with their tactics. I admire them, I like them, the way they stifle, the way they make things difficult.
I do. I'm sick of it. But
I'm saying I have a level of respect.
Here's a bit of the roughhousing stuff. Now, I wonder, did this contribute to the
They play like
atmosphere?
gougers, Tommy. They play like gougers a lot of the time, these fellas. Okay, you know, and then they're apologising, and the manager's on the sideline helping it and almost kind of inciting it, I'd say. It's just, it's not nice.
I don't have any issue with this. I really don't. They choose out their style of play. They want to play it. He selects players, buys them for this reason. He wants to make life difficult for teams, counter-attacking, dragging the game into the gutter. I don't necessarily enjoy watching it.
Wasn't counter-attacking tonight.
Hang on a minute. But
it was having a go tonight.
Let me finish. Okay. So what I like about them is they have a certain tactic, and what I don't have any sympathy for them is when they're winning in injury time and they're just killing the game, staying down injured, feigning injury, kicking balls away, picking fights, looking for 6 minutes to be turned into like actual a minute and a half of playing time. So the last bit of it, what Man City did to them and almost applied their tactic to them, I'm delighted that Madrid were on the receiving end of it and they felt the force of that. As far as their tactics, I actually admire them. It's not something I particularly enjoy.
I hate the whole package of them now.
I know, when you said that, I'm just saying that I like them. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you can like them, but I don't like them. I used to like them, and I don't like them. I look at Griezmann and Felix, and they're 2 of the best attacking players in the world. And what they're doing in that team, they've become just just part of the overall package of scrap, buy, incite, fight. I just don't like it. It's
okay. I get that, but you have to add a little bit of stardust to it, and he's trying to do that with Felix and Griezmann. But I listen. It's part of football. If he chooses to play this way, good luck to him.
Does it show his limitations, though, as a manager? Like the fact that he's achieved so much with them. Like they were in the doldrums for years.
He's the highest paid manager in the world, Tom. He's the highest paid manager.
But if you look at their income, like, okay, they do spend money. But they're not up there with the Bayern or with the Real Madrids and the Barcelonas.
Sorry, Tommy, they were invited into the Super League. They weren't invited into the Super League because they're playing in the Phoenix Park on a rented pitch.
I'm not saying
off Dublin Corporation.
They're scrapping no
My
hoppers.
God,
But if you look,
hold on, they built a new stadium 2 or 3 seasons ago that they can pack every week. These are not a powerhouse lot, this guy.
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if you look at their income,
the other teams,
the most recent figures for the Deloitte Money League of income. They're 13th in Europe. They're behind Borussia Dortmund, ahead of Inter Milan, behind Arsenal, a bit ahead of Leicester City. So they're not in the absolute elite, but year after year, you've talked about reaching Champions League finals. You know, they were within a kick and a punch of maybe reaching a semi-final tonight, winning the Spanish League last year against those other powerhouses. So there is. So what I'm saying is,
there's room for it in
there is
football.
Justification, is there not?
I think so, Tom.
With their situation and their means.
Yeah, but they go out and play tonight. We can play like that in the first leg. Is it justified because they might have won tonight? I think we've gladly seen them going out. We've all got to that stage. We've gladly seen them go. Now Liverpool didn't handle it well last year or the year before when they beat Liverpool.
This is the point.
Moaned about them.
Your point, Brian, is it that second half tonight they showed what they could do? Is that right?
My point is, at times they act like gougers. The manager acts like a gouger, but they've got some great players with great ability, and they don't allow them to come out and play. They play as they did last week and stop the opposition completely, wait on the home game, and then they come out and try and do it. And they didn't do it at the end of the night. They had lots and lots of chances.
But they're entitled to do that, though, right? Isn't that a tactic?
Of course, they're entitled to do it. Yeah. But you can like it.
Wait.
But you can like it, and I might not like it, and that's fair enough. That's the way the game is. But I think that they've got more ability, the players they have now.
Isn't Brian right, Damien, when he says that, because they went through the first leg and the first half tonight and they'd only one shot, none in the first leg, one in the first half. In that second half, they had 13 shots on goal. So when they...
But that's their tactic.
They went for it.
Over the course of 2 legs, away to Manchester City, they shut up shop and tried to get out there with a 0-0 or nick a 1-0. He's probably happy going out, coming back to the Wanda Metropolitano 1-0 down. And then as part of attack, it was probably still contained in the first half, but then cut loose in the second half and go for it. He probably feels that his team, over the course of 2 legs, can open the pitch up and go toe-to-toe with Man City, like what we saw last night with Chelsea and Real Madrid. He doesn't want to play that way. He doesn't like the risk element of that. He likes to keep control of the game, keep control of the tactics, keep the scores down and hit teams on the counter-attack.
Keep berating the officials. Keep running up and down, winding up the crowd, chasing after officials down the touchline when they don't get the right decision. All that stuff is...
I'm with you on that. That stuff. But the tactic side of it and the way he sets his teams up, I might not necessarily like it, but I respect it, and I think there's a place for it.
I respect it. I respect it too, but I think they've got players that are capable of playing a better style of game.
I think that's probably a fair point. I wonder will we be taking that discussion up next year because they are out